Joni, as a former columnist for 8 years in Chicago, and I'm also, what we have the big cities like that. Coming, what we have, and I guess, this writers' conference, and coming up to Lincoln, what we have is something that we have at the popular that. Give us, and in your own words, some thoughts or a thought, and what we have, and I guess, really to take back from this.
What I hope to take back is there's been a lot of changes in newspapers all over the country.
And I think y'all probably would agree. I don't mind change. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Now listen, I'm from Washington, so D.C., so don't hold that against me in the sense that maybe what we have in that. Has it?
Has it what?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
Oh.
All right, so let's move on to the last one, okay?
Okay, all right.
Did it?
Did it what?
See, if I wasn't there the first time, then I wasn't there the second time. So let's just say yes.
Yes.
All right? How?
How what? I don't understand your question.
I thought I was going to be asking the questions. You've asked me 3 questions now.
I did? Yes, I did.
I love Jody. You are just absolutely delicious. And May, we have both here in Macon. But what would we have she reacts, and I guess really with communication and writing, because blogging, and I'm not sure that they can do that legally in Alabama, but I do know that it pretty much is acceptable form of a representation. Give us some thoughts on that.
Acceptable form of what?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you said acceptable form of, I didn't.
Oh, an acceptable form of, what we have, and then I guess really with everybody. When I say everybody, I mean some, because like I said, well, I didn't, but I'm from Washington.
Right. Well, I think that blogging. A lot of news is going digital nowadays, and when it comes
digital blogging.
Yes.
It's so complicated.
A lot of opinion writing traditionally has been on print, and bloggers have kind of taken over things. So I think a lot of what we're trying to, what I'm going to take away from this conference is how to be an opinion writer in a digital age.
All right, so that is in that, in terms of that with the digital age, is that positive?
Well, I think so. I think it's more inevitable. I think.
Okay, we're talking with Terry and Diane, and I wanted to find out what we have, and then I guess really adds that to a notion of that y'all live in Naples, and we'll come up here for this conference in Macon. Give some thoughts on what we have, and then I guess really adds that to a notion of development, carrying back from it.
Well, I'd like to turn it over to my dear wife here, who is also the writer in the family.
And obviously the talker. Good deal.
And I'm from New York, and I couldn't understand a word he said. He must be from Georgia. But we're hoping, we see a lot of people that we see every year, having been a newspaper columnist for many years. I'm retired now. And so, first of all, it's wonderful to see people in your profession.
I was going to say, and that here, because when you said that, I was thinking, oh. But then the other thing that I wanted to find out, because that was in a slope, and by the way, Terry, you did a great job. But I've gone to church, and I guess really has that to the New York Times, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was thinking a while ago. It should be, then what we have, but Terry caught up with you here in Macon. Any thoughts?
Well, my wife and I have gone to a lot of rock concerts, and she covered the Allman Brothers on Long Island, and she's got some very funny stories she could tell you about covering the Allman Brothers out in Montauk Point.
I bet she does, if it were the Allman Brothers and if it were true.
They didn't want to be covered. So
they want to be seen.
Profanity that we didn't print in the New York Times. But we're very excited to see some of the highlights of Macon, including the Big House tonight. So.
Yes, and many people stay there for a lifetime. All right, we're talking with Jesse. Jesse, I guess really you have a unique position being here because, one, you're the youngest, and also there's a reason for that. Give us an explanation, and also looking down the road and answering the question, what would be the next union of what we have, and then I guess really as that to a notion here in Macon, which is, where we are, and the Writers' Conference and all the people that are here so far, take back the unit of what we have, and then I guess maybe something that we see as and in your word, because a lot of those were mine.
Well, hi, yes, I'm Jesse Rifkin. I'm the first place grand prize winner of the College Columnist Contest this year. I'm a student at University of Connecticut, where I write for the school newspaper there called the Daily Campus. I'm a weekly commentary columnist. and I am honored to be here at the conference. I think the state of the journalism industry is a lot stronger than most of the other attendees I've seen here at the conference. Some people say that there aren't that many jobs in journalism. Well, tell that to all my friends who are journalism majors at UConn and who are all employed right after graduation. I think that it's a very interesting time for the journalism industry because it's switching into a hybrid between print and digital. But I absolutely do not believe the doom and gloom people who say it's going to be all digital, we'll all be reading on our cell phones. I think that we're not moving to all digital. I think we're moving to a variation on what it is right now of print and digital at the same time.
Wow, that was long. I mean, I felt like if you went on any further, I was going to have to shave. But I think everybody out there would agree with me when I say, what? Fine. Let me start out by asking you to give all what we have, and then I guess really as it to what we have here. Since you said this was your first time, you have really nothing to compare it to, but that's the way life is a lot of times. You just go for it. And this is what I'm doing now. Has it?
It has. It's been, it's been a great experience so far, and it's
It's early.
It's early, but even just in being here for the one day, I've had a chance to meet some wonderful people. It's a chance to learn from some professionals that have been doing this for a while.
And also, I'll tell you know what we have, then I guess really the part of that I've covered over the years, and there have been so many of them. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm from Washington, D.C. I've been there way too long. And part of that, what we have then I guess really is director of communication. It is incumbent, which I still think is a word that's hard to spell. But glad then, what we have and then I guess maybe too. Some thoughts, anything. I mean, justification for bringing you in. Why?
Thoughts on being here. Well, I've been a columnist for a couple of years now. I've done some sports writing. This was a chance again. I read a book, The Art of Column Writing, by Suzette Martinez-Standering. That was the first I heard of the National Society of Newspaper Columnists, and I had a chance to meet her, and it's a chance to just.
Yeah, that was long. That was long. But you lived and you're here and everything has worked out just fine, right?
Yes.
Good deal. Now, the last thing I want to say is this: you're so good. You're so good, and everything is just. Up until
This is a prank. I swear to God.
you should go to Vegas. Have you ever heard of Mr. Doubletalk?
No.
Have you ever heard of Candy Cameron?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Punked?
Am I being punked?
You got to ask, you are. So get back to what we have, then I guess really, and let me just wind down by asking both of y'all this, and that is, would y'all agree or would you disagree that it looks like the industry that what we have, then I guess really throughout the rest of the planet?
No.
Yes.